Hello everyone from Bratislava, the capital of Slovakia, a country in Central Europe with about 5 million people. Bratislava has about 500,000 people, and the historic center, which I'm standing in the middle of here in the central square, is a pretty compact and easy place to walk around to get a sense of the history and the architecture of the Slovak capital. Slovakia is not often thought of as a popular travel destination, and this includes Bratislava, but I think that maybe that's changing lately. Those who have been to Bratislava say that it's unfortunate that it is often overlooked as a travel destination, and so far my first impressions are that that is true. It seems like a really nice place to visit. I've also heard that the food here is really good. So before I go and see other places that there are to see here in Bratislava, let's go ahead and find something to eat. Find some really good, hearty Slovak food so that we're not hungry as we explore the capital of Slovakia. So I got this traditional Slovak dish, which I'm not going to try to pronounce it in Slovak because I'm going to get it wrong, but basically in English it's described as potato dumplings with sheep cheese, and it's also got some bacon and sour cream on top. It looks and smells really good, so I'm going to dig in. But if you're looking for something traditional Slovak to eat when you're visiting Slovakia, or at least just Bratislava like I am, well, then this is a good choice. Now let's walk across the historic center. All right, let's see what the oldest shop looks like. Then
this is most typical cake in Bratislava for 100 years. And inside is walnut or poppy seeds filling.
Oh wow, interesting. Okay. They have the packages here. Do you sell them individually? Yes. I would like to try one.
When you try, you will buy 5 bags.
Let's do a walnut.
Yes. To eat, yes?
Yes.
This 140, please.
Okay. Thank you very much. And this, what is this called?
Bratislavské rožo.
Oh, okay. So okay. Bratislavský rož.
Old name.
Ah, okay.
In Hungarian, Pozsonyi kifli, and Pressburger kifli.
By the way, this is really good. If you are out walking around, in Bratislava and you come across this shop here and you want to have a nice traditional Slovakian snack, this is perfect. Perfect little snack to keep you going as you continue walking around the historic center. This is the oldest shop in Bratislava. How long has it been here?
Here in this place only 10 years, but this furniture, all you see, it was near the Bratislava, about 80 kilometers from city center.
I see.
In a small village. We have also 2 rooms, a small museum of trade. You can see.
Oh, I see a lot of very old cash registers here.
Yes.
Wow.
Maybe 100 years old.
Wow. Definitely long before the Euro days.
Yes.
Long before. That's interesting. I've never seen so many different old cash registers. Wow, even that one even has a crank. Wow. And then here we have Some more artifacts, I guess you can call them. Wow. Bottles, containers. I see you have an old cash register here too. You still using or just for show?
For show.
Just for show.
Because our law is very strict. We must have this one.
Oh, right, because of the electronic
Yes.
payments, that's right. So, what was the Slovak currency before the euro?
Crowns. Slovak crowns.
Crowns, okay, I see. Was it a lot different than the euro? Was it that, you know, like how many crowns was it per euro?
One euro, when we changed the money, 1 euro was 30 crowns.
Well, thank you. So, what was your name?
Tibor.
Thanks for being on my video and for introducing me to this lovely, lovely Slovak snack. That is apparently like the most famous thing to photograph in the historic center. The little statue there of that guy in the manhole there, and it's called The Man at Work. So I don't know if it's supposed to depict a man working in the manhole and trying to come out, but he looks like he's just kind of chilling there and just relaxing at the exit of that manhole. So I don't know, I'd never even heard of that before coming to Bratislava, but yeah, apparently that's a big tourist spot to photograph, and I was definitely, as you can see, not the only one there. Bratislava was actually called Pressburg for many centuries, up until about a century ago. But make sure you don't call it Pressburg today, because of course that might be offensive to people here in Slovakia, because of course Pressburg is not a Slovak name, and it kind of represents a lot of the history of domination by other people here. Naturally, you can imagine being right next to Vienna. This was very much a part of the Habsburg Empire. There was a time when Slovaks actually were a minority in this city and in this area. So, of course, now it is Bratislava. Pressburg is only just the historical name of this city for centuries up until about a century ago. So now we're just kind of walking around the perimeter of the historic center here. And I mean, since everything's pretty close here, I'm not really going specifically one place to another. I'm really just kind of wandering around because I've got plenty of time to see, you know, the 2 or 3 main things I definitely want to hit while I'm here, including the castle, which, you know, we'll come up to that very soon. But it's just such a nice day to walk around here, really. And if you get lucky enough to visit Bratislava with perfect weather like I am here today, then definitely just go wander around outside, really. You know, why stress about trying to hit this place and that place and that place all at specific times? On a day like today, you can just chill and just wander around and immerse yourself in the atmosphere of this new city and a new country if you've just come here for the first time like I have now. I am noticing that it is a little bit harder here to find a place to get something to drink when you're on the road compared to a lot of other places I've traveled to recently. $1.50 for a bottle of water. I mean, not the most expensive water in the world, but I expected it to be a little cheaper. If you think that Slovakia is going to be a super cheap country just because it is in what used to be Eastern Europe, it's Central Europe now. Do not call Slovakia Eastern Europe, by the way. But, you know, because it was behind the Iron Curtain during the Cold War, don't think it's going to be really cheap. It'll be cheaper than like Austria or Switzerland or places like that, but, you know, it's not like a dirt cheap country. I mean, things here are a little more expensive than they used to be. To go to the castle, you have to go under the bridge. If you're going from the historical center, go under the bridge and over to the other side. You'll see a bunch of steps going up from the other side of the bridge, and then it shouldn't be too far after that. This is Bratislava Castle, up on the castle hill here. When you're up here, you can visit the castle, and the Slovak History Museum is also up here as well. And it's a good place to enjoy a nice view of the rest of Bratislava as well, since it is on a hill a little bit higher up than the city center. All right, so this is the ticket office. Back outside of the museum and the castle now. 10 euros, which, I mean, okay, a little on the high side, but it is worth it because there is a lot to see in the museum there. I actually did not see all of it because I went a little close to closing time. It closes at 6 p.m. I spent most of the time in the Velvet Revolution area because that part of history I think is so fascinating here because, you know, besides the fact that it was recent, I think it's especially important to remember this recent history now because we see a resurgence of authoritarianism in so many parts of the world now, including very close to here. So I do hope that, you know, all of what people went through here and in neighboring countries 30 years ago will not be forgotten, so we don't go back to the kind of thing that they fought against. This way down is actually much more direct and quicker than the way I came up, although it is on the side that is facing opposite of the historic center, so you kind of have to go down around anyway. But let's kind of walk back a different way, just to not backtrack. That was really good, and actually a surprise. Even before, when I was looking up for some place to eat that had good traditional Slovak food, and I found the Slovak pub there, I had no idea until I walked inside and saw the menu and saw the rooms inside that there are some historic rooms there in the pub, and that there's even some dishes that are, like, I guess specific to certain parts of the pub. Really, really interesting place. Even more interesting than I thought it would be before I walked in. So definitely if you want some traditional Slovak food in a place that at least seems and feels historic, then definitely the Slovak pub would be a good idea. And it is here along this road that has a lot of different restaurants, of course, a lot of different both cheap street food, fast food, and more sit-down type of stuff. There's even a few other pubs here on this street as well. It's a street that just trams and pedestrians go on, and it leads to the historic center. I mean, it's basically kind of where the historic center starts. But I will leave it at that for now. From here in Bratislava, the capital city of Slovakia. Thank you for joining me here on this trip. I hope that you have subscribed so that you can join me on future trips. I hope that you have clicked the like button on this video because that helps me out as well. And until next time, take care and travel better.